Get the same trusted Lysol disinfection that now has a scent that'll make you move. Effortlessly kill 99.9% of germs with new Lysol brand new day lavender. It'll leave a scent you'll love.
What's up with the chat? What's up with the chat, man? Like, comment, subscribe, with that post notification.
IXL.
And it's really helping your kids?
Oh yeah! IXL figures out where each kid needs support and gives them the practice they need. Go Chipmunks!
So a third grader and my high schooler could both use IXL?
Yep.
Are we talking about IXL?
Do your kids use IXL too?
Sure do. Research shows 20 minutes a week helps improve kids' test scores.
IXL, the learning program 16 million students trust. Try it today at IXL.com.
What is the remote? What the fuck is that sound? What is that sound? Is everything good now? Damn. Alright. Alright, y'all, hold on. If y'all already got me added on Trey Shot TV on this PSN and you subscribe to the channel, y'all can join up for real. I'm trying to see what y'all cars looking like. We can give away some whips. No way.
We have these beautiful golden showers. The hot sauce? I'll be in the car.
Hey, are you single? I'm a matchmaker. 6256. Doctor, lawyer.
That's all it takes to be soulmates?
We had a great time. But I'm looking for more.
Dance with me.
You are what we call a unicorn. Marriage is a business deal, but love has to be on the table.
Milwaukee mom who is on a mission to find justice for her son after he was killed in a crash last year.
Welcome back to another episode of True Street TV, where we cover everything street related. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Let's get right into it. Today's story brings us back to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And just as a disclaimer, everything I'm going to speak about in this video is based on rumors and stuff I found on the internet. I don't know any of these people in real life, and this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. With that being said, today we're here to cover one of the fastest come-ups and fall-offs I've seen in the mill. As we spoke about before, Milwaukee has a deep-rooted street culture, mainly predicated around getting money and selling drugs. And although that is better than killing each other, too many Milwaukee youth end up in the prison system, and Wisconsin has no problem handing out hefty prison sentences for drug dealing. And they don't care how old.
Yo.
For example, Lil Trav is currently serving a ridiculous sentence for drug dealing, and I'm currently putting his video together, so be on the lookout for that. With that being said, let's talk about the man who brings us here today. 22-year-old Favion Ellis, more commonly known by his rap name, Super Throw Fefe. Fefe was born and raised in Milwaukee, and he's been deep in the streets, jumping off the porch at a young age, as many Milwaukee youth do. He has deep ties in the Milwaukee streets, as his brothers Big and Lil Ken are well known in the city for hustling and rapping. Big and Lil Ken would catch serious drug cases during their high school years and will be sent to detention. Once released, Fefe would attend Milwaukee Transition High School, which is an alternative school for kids who've been expelled or who are returning from prison. And Fefe would receive his high school diploma from here in 2021. A few years before this, Ken and Faye would take a massive loss as their friend Xavier Barfield was gunned down.
Yo, anybody on this motherfucker that got some fire-ass cars trying to join up on me?
Never seen that yet, go check it out for me. Anyway, Xavier was sadly killed, and Lil Ken can be seen on Facebook posting multiple tributes to Xavier. And as I have covered older Milwaukee rappers, their story mostly involves
helicopter,
and
bro.
going to jail, but these younger guys are involved in deadly gang wars with multiple cliques across the city. Super Throat is one of the older cliques with older guys known for getting money, but their younger members like Fefe are deeply involved in the wars. And sadly, Big Ken would be shot and killed in Milwaukee at only 20 years old. On February 3rd, 2021, Ken was sitting in a vehicle on 99th and Appleton with a 29-year-old man named Jerry, and went out of nowhere, gunning open fire, killing both of them. This was a massive loss for Ken and Faye and Milwaukee as a whole, as Big Ken was well loved and had many songs with many known Milwaukee artists. One of my favorite Big Ken verses is a song called In an Hour, featuring SME Tax Free.
If you come at 5'3", order 5 of them, you might get a bitch for 17. It's 6'5", pops, fell asleep, got it back the next morning, ask your bitch what she thinks.
Now, Faye will go on to get a RIP Big Ken chain and has spin for Big Ken in his bio today. Faye would build his reputation in the streets as a hustler and really run his money up going into 2022. And as many Milwaukee hustlers do, once they begin seeing real money in the streets, they invested in the rap career in an attempt to make it out. Faye, alongside Ghost 53206, Lil Ken, K-Rax, and Telly would create the rap group Red Tape and begin dropping music in 2022. Shortly before this, Faye would catch his first adult case, being charged with possession with intent to sell weed, as he got pulled over alongside his friend who goes by the name Man. Officer Ryan Reagan of the Milwaukee Police Department was the arresting officer, and Fefe would bound out and plan on fighting this case until the end. The Red Tape Group is also known for being locked in with the Bloodhounds like Lil Jeff, Bird, Q50, Swerve, and T-Slick. And there are a lot of rumors about the Bloodhounds doing hits in Milwaukee for Red Tape. There was a triple murder that happened on March 27, 2022 that had fingers pointed at the Bloodhounds. Two brothers named Anthony Thompson and Ty Aries McKinney, alongside a 52-year-old man named Clarence Harris, were killed after being shot to death inside their apartment.
The case involving 3 men shot and killed execution style at an apartment in Milwaukee is still unsolved. Two of the victims were brothers, and detectives say it's going to take the whole community to get this killer off the streets. They ain't no more pain. They ain't gonna hurt no more. On March 28th, a day after the triple shooting, droves of people came out to remember the three men killed: Anthony Thompson, Tyrese McKinney, Clarence Harris.
No arrest will be made following this, and Anthony Thompson was a Milwaukee rapper who went by the nickname Big Juice, and he was close with Big One and the YPC camp, as well as the We Up Next group. And Big Juice also appeared on the East Side Cypher, which has around 400,000 views today.
I'm a well-known girl, going at your bitch.
Yo. Pepe, where the drink at? You in the house on the game, I cracked the dub 8 ways.
As I said.
And as I did my homework, I couldn't find anything that would make me.
Alright.
But I could be wrong. The internet was.
Alright, we about to change our feed up, chat.
That's
That's what we about to do.
About this in a DJ Vlad interview.
The even more crazy thing about Jeff and Q50 is that, you know, allegedly they were doing hits for money in another city. So there's a whole bunch of lyrics that they've got talking about I'm in Milwaukee taking hits for the check, hits for paper, doing hits for change. And only since my documentaries came out, there's been a new, what's it called? A new theory on Reddit that there's basically was a triple homicide in Milwaukee that people are saying, yo, this is the one where Jeff and Q50, they were paid to kill one guy and they ended up killing 3 guys. And then there's a bunch of lyrics where Jeff and Q50 have these little bars where they're talking about my first hit was a 2 for 1. I'm in Milwaukee doing hits for the change. My first hit wasn't a regular hit. It's actually crazy. These guys are taking it to a whole nother level.
Q50 is very closely tied in with Faye and K-Rax, and Faye called Q50 from prison while 50 was doing a no-jumper interview.
I'm doing a little interview, bro. It's my boy, Faye, man. Turning me up for my boy. Hey, talk your shit real quick, I'm finna have you call me back. It's on the interview.
Yo, I'll be back in no time, so you matter, man. You niggas still can't fuck with me. You niggas ain't fuck with my brother 50, man. All that little jazz.
You know that. That's my boy, Super Throw, Faye. I go get off. I love you, bro. I'm finna call you on the interview. I'm texting on GTA on the call.
Alright, later, bro.
I know that.
How long, bro? Love it. You can come up?
Yeah, I'm good. Come up. I think you got like a year or 2 left some little shit.
And Q50 also mentions Milwaukee in many songs.
Jim color burst like a nigga play touch. I was up in the mill, catch a dumps on fed. All robbing niggas that sound up flex. In the mill for too long, got in, went out there and dropped some shit. Shine that big so me to get rich. I'm up in the stool trying to make me a hit. Or up in the mill trying to dump me a brick up.
Many bloggers will begin spreading rumors that Jeff and 50 killed Jig and Sally as well, but I've spoken to people close to that situation, and I don't believe that to be true. But again, I could be wrong. If you're unfamiliar with the Jig and Sally situation, go check out our Chicken P and Jig video we released last year. Ghost and K-Rax also featured on Q50's album he just released on the song My Glizzy. And the group Red Tape would release their first song I was able to find just 3 days after the triple murder, releasing a music video called I Got Fired with Big Can, Faye, and Ghost on the song. They went crazy on this song as they rap about hustling, and the in-depth lyrics really make the music more authentic, and them all having respect in the streets. It was a perfect combination for their music to take off. And for the rest of 2022, this will be a very eventful year for the group, as Lil Kent was caught with the distributor amounts of cocaine. And as we talked about before, these drug charges are no joke in Wisconsin, and Lil Kent was facing up to 25 years in prison. And he was already on probation for possession of a firearm by a felon. Kent would eventually receive around 5 years in prison for these 2 cases, and he has a release date set for November of 2026. And just 2 months after this, the group would take a massive loss as their close friend Bobby was killed after being struck by a vehicle running a red light. And sadly, this is very common in Milwaukee, and it isn't talked about enough. High speeds and reckless driving are so regular, but this is one of the consequences to that, and Bobby was just minding his business when hit and killed. This was a tragic loss, and you can hear Feifei saying "Long live Bobby" in almost every song, as well as putting Bobby on his debut mixtape, which we'll talk about here soon.
Ms. Crump, it's been just over a year since her son, 27-year-old Bobby Brown, died at this intersection, 7th and Locust, when his minivan was hit by a white van. A crash caught on camera at this corner store. When Janice saw the video,
I just screamed. I ended up getting sick. I was sick for a whole week.
Bobby's minivan gets clipped and slides through the intersection. You can't see it from this video, but he eventually hits a tree. According to autopsy reports, it was the impact with that tree that killed Bobby. Janice provided this video to the I-Team. She put it together in a documentary to try to bring awareness to her son's death.
Red Tape / Super Throw beefs primarily with the Milwaukee group who goes by Firebatch, and their most known rapper is a rapper who goes by the name of Firebatch Tekka. And on April 10th, Firebatch released a song called Florfo. Two members who are brothers are seen in this video. They went by the nicknames Mar and CP. And that takes us to about 5 months later, to Thursday night, September 1st, 2022. Milwaukee will be shocked by tragic news that 18-year-old Marion Brown had been shot in the head, killing him instantly while he was sleeping in his bed at his house near 62nd and Tower. And surprisingly enough, while searching the crime scene, police would eventually
Yo.
Charles Robinson, who had just
What's up, my boy Vic? Come holla, come fuck with me.
shot twice in the head in a vehicle parked in the driveway of the house, which was unknown to police initially, as they found him hours later.
Come fuck with me, come fuck with me. You got any cars, bro? I'm trying to get some new whips.
Over something minor. It's really sad to see, but these kind of situations play out all over the country. FBI would investigate this, and eventually a 20-year-old man named Joseph Tucker was arrested and convicted at trial for this, using cell phone data.
Judge sentenced Joseph Tucker to 2 consecutive life terms in prison. Jury found Tucker guilty of 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and 1 count of taking and driving a vehicle without consent. Back in September of 2022, 18-year-old Amarion Brown was shot to death in his bed at his home near 62nd and Tower. His 18-year-old brother, Charles Robinson, was also shot at their home. Tucker was friends with both of them.
And another man named Tamarat Mills would be charged with their murder as well, which he is currently fighting.
Prosecutors charging 20-year-old Tamarat Mills with 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and 1 count of taking a vehicle without the owner's consent. Prosecutors say he's one of 2 men responsible for the fatal shootings of Amarion Brown and Charles Robinson.
Red Tape members frequently taunt CP and Mar, and clearly the Bloodhounds didn't do this, as the killers were friends of CP and Mar, and they were arrested. And Firebatch members refer to them as the Dog Bros, as they were getting a lot of money in the streets, and Feifei would mock these young men, posting a song called Long Live the Dog Bros around 6 months later, with Mar and CP on the cover of the song. And surprisingly to me, only one of the comments pointed this out as a troll song by Feifei. And just 2 weeks after these murders, K-Rax would appear on his first song as a part of the group, and they would name this song Spinning Blocks. The song has almost 300,000 views and would set the group up to make a lot of noise in the city.
Yo, Feifei, what a lean at?
There's a reason why Americans are more polarized than ever. We just haven't been able to pinpoint exactly what it is.
And just 2 months after this, the group would end the year off releasing a song called Laugh About It. This was their biggest song up to that point.
Yo, pull up, fool.
And in my opinion, Feifei in particular would stand out as he has a very unique voice and a smooth flow, also living what he rapped about. Ghost, Feifei, and K-Rax would start off the next year of 2023 strong, releasing Grammys in February. The song has right under 400,000 views. And about a month later in March, Faye and Ghost would release another big song titled 300 Blackout. The song has over 300,000 views without the video, which is impressive.
Working with the people, when I see you, I'ma walk you down. Step as fire, make it hard, stop, I go turn it down.
into the summer of 2023, the group would release another big song, and it seemed as long as they shot a video that their songs would go up, as the song stuff racked up well over 200,000 views.
Creeping through the day, I let Telly work the night shift.
Which is hard to do for local rappers, but this group was on fire at the time. YPC member Eno can be seen in this video as well, and in July, Fefe would release his debut mixtape titled Free Bands Forever. This is a great mixtape with plenty good songs, and although it's not the biggest song on there, my favorite being the song Workin' Jacks featuring Juicer and Ghost. Dead and Quan, Lil Trap, and others would appear on this tape, and Faye would sing shots in multiple songs, including one titled Firebatch.
Ain't even swipe no head, you ain't got no firebatch. I'm in a car with K-Rap, he be itching to catch a ass.
And the biggest song by far off this tape, titled Plenty Missed Calls, is a good song and their biggest song to date. YPC members can be seen in this video, and more notably Bloodhounds, including Jeff and Q50 are seen in this video.
Forget about the Bloodhounds, Big B, Long Weezy.
And shortly after this video, on September 4, 2023, 18-year-old Clifton Penn Jr., who went by the name BBM Mook, was fatally shot while sitting in a vehicle in the driveway near 58th and Fairmount on the city's west side. This was a tragic death, and the city would be shook by this. 607 will go on YouTube claiming Lil Jeff was responsible for this murder, and Milwaukee Hood News would correct him, saying it was Q50. No arrest would be made, and there's no way of telling who was responsible, but Firebatch Tekka would release a super throw dance not too long after this, where he says rest in peace to Mook, CP, and Mari.
The person that killed Mook, like I keep telling you, is Bloodhound Jeff from Chicago. He was paid to kill Mook by the GBG. And I don't think you understand.
It wasn't Jeff, bro. It was affiliated with that. It's close, but it was not Jeff, bro.
Well, it's not close, gang. Because listen, they saw.
No, it was Bloodhound, but it wasn't Jeff.
Gang, it was Bloodhound. But it was Jeff. Because listen, if you Bloodhound and you connected with Jeff, you don't know who doing it, right? It's under their tag. Just like if you go to McDonald's, you don't know who made the fries.
No, get it, bro. It's a most-turned rapper right now.
And red tape would get slid on for this, as K-Rax was at the restaurant Elsa's on the Park on September 27, 2023, just a few weeks later, when three men jumped out of a vehicle and would shoot over 20 rounds into the restaurant, striking K-Rax multiple times, as well as a 55-year-old waiter. But luckily, they both would survive this shooting. K-Rax would tell police he doesn't know who will be shooting at him, and no arrest will be made following this.
And as many as 3 shooters involved in the shooting at a popular downtown Milwaukee restaurant. The shooting injured 2 people last month at Elsa's in Cathedral Square. A search warrant obtained by 12 News says surveillance video shows the shooters in a stolen SUV outside the restaurant waiting for one of the victims. Investigators say the victim suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Police recovered 28 casings at the scene. The other victim, a worker at the restaurant, suffered a graze wound. Police say no one is in custody. However, they do believe they recovered the stolen SUV and found cell phone paperwork, a bottle, and a receipt inside. Also, according to the warrant, the victim denied seeing the shooters and told police he did not know why anyone would want to kill him.
And during this time, Fefe had went on trial for his weed case he caught back in December of 2021. And after one day of trial, he would be found guilty by a jury on October 3rd, with sentencing scheduled to take place in November. And on Halloween, Fefe and Ghost would collab on a project calling it Long Live Bobby. Red Tape would then link up with Juicer, Funny Money, Joe Pablo, and Dead and Quan, releasing the song That One Kind. This was a big song that has well over 800,000 views. And just a few days after this release, Fefe would be sentenced to probation for the weed case. But he would make a very big mistake shortly after this, as on November 11th, Fefe would be arrested and charged with many very serious felonies, ranging from possession with intent to sell meth, heroin, and cocaine, as well as multiple possession of firearm by a felon charges. He would be placed on a $100,000 bond for this, as well as being placed on a PO hold, as he just started probation a week earlier. Fefe was now facing serious time for this, as these charges all can carry very lengthy prison sentences if convicted.
Yo, trapping, what's that word, fool? Subscribe to the channel and come up in this bitch.
Released a tape called Free Us in December. And around a year later, in September of 2024, Fefe would plead guilty to 6 felonies, receiving between 2 and 5 years for each count. But luckily for him, they all would be ran concurrently, meaning he only has to serve 5 years, and he would quickly be sent to Dodge a week after pleading guilty and transferred to Waupun State Prison in January of this year. And K-Rox went on to release the song Bloody Tears, where he admitted that Lil Jeff was spinning, but saying he didn't pay him anything. Fefe has a release date scheduled for November 1st, 2028, with a little over 3 years to go. I hope he's able to succeed once out, not involved in street hustling. And if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and comment down below who I should cover next or your thoughts in general. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Museums. Within the walls of these institutions, the signs of our history are preserved through collections of artistic, cultural, and scientific importance. Exhibits chronicle the people, places, and events that have shaped our world.
Nah, yeah, we can do the give a car away. What your garage look like?
So apocalyptic, it will put a period behind the world as we know it. And not one
Gotta see what kind of cars you got.
standing to memorialize its destruction. But what if we could visit such a place? A museum containing the signs of what is to come. Exhibits and remnants of the end times.
What? That was the worst song I ever heard all month.
$100 grand, $200 grand, doctor, lawyer.
Thursdays and Fridays.
I know about dating.
Really expecting money to you.
Missed you.
Seen anyone?
Nowadays, everyone wants to be a streamer. The likes of Kai Snap, iShowSpeed, and Aidan Ross have shown the world what living on Easy Street really looks like. Just sitting in front of the camera, being yourself, can attract millions of dollars and millions of fans if you have the right personality. Streaming has taken iShow speed all over the world like a modern-day Forrest Gump, becoming Kai Cenat more relevant than every rap star in the game, with most of them begging to be a part of his streams to save their album sales. And Aiden Ross even managed to get the President of the United States on his stream in an unprecedented collab that broke the internet. But as the world of streaming expands, more and more shady characters have entered this scene to try and shock their fans into subscribing. People like Ronnie Somali have toured the world attempting to offend other cultures, all for the entertainment of his stream, resulting in numerous beatings and legal cases. Or declining YouTubers like Vitali have attempted to bring their shock humor into the world of streaming, swiftly landing him into a jail cell in the Philippines. But in 2025, the streaming world has broken a new boundary, as the world is introduced to the first drill streamer, who has been accused of murder, beating the charges, and vows to kill again. Top 5 is a Canadian drill rapper hailing from the rough streets of Toronto, and when his brother Foolish was killed by a rival gang and mocked mercilessly online, he vowed revenge, promising to spin the block until he had killed the people responsible. And in 2021, it seemed like he finally got what he wanted, as a young man named Hashim Omar Hashi was gunned down just as he was about to enter the parking garage of his home, located in the infamous projects on the corner of James Street and Falstaff Avenue, home of the so-called Falstaff Crips. But Top 5 wouldn't face justice. In fact, he would go on the run, sneaking out of Canada and into America, where he hid in Los Angeles, hanging out with some of the world's most famous rappers.
GG, Toronto Steeler, go. Vernon said, you know what it is. What time is it? Hold on, what time is it? It's like 6:20. Still trapping out the station. Got it. What's up, Gigi? What's up, baby?
Hey, Cole, what are you smoking on?
Even taken to Instagram Live to taunt the mayor of Toronto for not being able to catch him.
Yo, you guys want to look up? Call John Tory and tell him what I'm sit now for 30 minutes. I want to spit my facts, and he spits his facts. I run Toronto.
But that was long before sites like Kick enabled dangerous people like this to broadcast uncensored.
What the hell?
The Top 5 social media and rap career was brought to a screeching halt after he was found in America.
Hey, y'all go follow those social medias that's linked down there in the chat that just got pinned, man.
Craziest turns of events in rap history. After awaiting trial and filming music videos from behind bars,
you know me, I'd have been broke before, and you know I never wanna go back. Though my joystick was broke, I still thought that I had control. Was letting the system play games with me in my head.
Charges and unleashing this unhinged madman back on the streets. This has led to some of the most shocking and dangerous antics
Animal print shrimps
has ever seen. With Top 5 going as far as promising to kill Kendrick Lamar for Drake, having international freak-offs with some of the world's biggest rappers, allegedly finessing crypto investors for millions of their dollars, and some rumors that one of his scam victims didn't make it out alive. And off the back of all of this, Top 5 has allegedly landed multi-million-dollar deals with streaming and gambling companies, and just landed the collab of a lifetime streaming with Kanye West in the midst of his most recent mental breakdown. So today, we're going to break down the dark truth behind Top 5, the most dangerous streamer on planet Earth.
Oh, man, y'all! Good, gonna need that. You and Kendrick.
He's also on the run, wanted for murder.
Quick! We're like the armies!
Oh my God.
So then I'll run around for first degree murder, right? You want to get security pay? Tell him come to town, switch cheese. I was sound like myself. You're never gonna make it out if you sound like yourself. I think my mama would. And like family.
Well, the violence erupted late Sunday evening in the parking lot of the condo building in Carmeet.
Police service confirming one adult male is dead, while multiple others have been taken to hospital.
Nick Abdullahi's mother, relatives, and friends are overcome with grief. The team was fatally shot multiple times early this morning.
Killed the top 5. One of Toronto's finest.
I don't want to pick you up that.
Told him where your brother got patched.
So you the streets. You're the streets.
Yeah, I'm Drew Shooter.
2 Toronto men are facing charges after a man was shot and killed in a parking garage late last month.
The first-degree murder of 23-year-old Hashim Omar Hashim.
Only God knows the rapper behind bars on first-degree murder charges managed to film a music video from inside.
Managed to film a music video and post it. It was fucking insane.
3 football, 3 100, 3 century.
And shout out to my boy. Get away from me. That dude with his mouth, things he's saying, does not support your career.
Listen. $55 million back. I had to do it.
2 men arrested in connection with a firearm investigation.
I'm here for a call. I'm last week, James. Come on, this is tough. When you talk about money, you gotta talk different with the man.
Shooter J. Cole was going to take shooters. He's supposed to be in like a rash. Okay. I'm so about this shit.
If you want to watch my videos uncut and extended, go to patreon.com/TrackfloorRoss, where you can get those for just $2. Also, you can now watch my new drops on Spotify, so go search me there. Here's the video. Top 5, born Hassan Ali in 1998 to Somali immigrant parents, grew up in Toronto's Lawrence Heights, a neighborhood that locals call the jungle. Isolated and neglected, this maze of crumbling multi-story townhouses and low-rise complexes that are part of Toronto's public housing stood in stark contrast to the middle-class suburbia that surrounded it. Known for poverty, drug deals, and gunfire, Jungle is home to a large community of immigrant families from the Caribbean, South America, Somalia, and other African countries. Immigrants who were all clinging to their own version of the Canadian dream, and it was here, on the basketball courts, that Hassan earned his nickname Top 5, a boast that everything he did on the court was Top 5. As a student at Vaughan Road Academy, the same high school that Drake attended, a young Top 5 would get into music from early on, but he wouldn't take it seriously until one fateful day. When Top 5 was 15 years old, he would attend Drake's first annual OVO Bounce tournament. Drake was in attendance, and at the time, the Detroit Pistons star Brandon Jennings' team took the win, and when Jennings ripped off his jersey to celebrate, Top 5 mimicked him mid-photo op, sending the crowd into a frenzy and catching Drake's attention. That spontaneous moment sparked a friendship and pivoted Top 5's path towards music. In 2014, when Top 5 was just 16 years old, he would drop the song Shirt Off Shorty, doubling down and basing his personality on the gimmick of having his shirt off. On any block, I'll have you know. This Chicago drill-inspired track racked up 5,000 views in just a few weeks. But then, months later in December, Drake would make an Instagram post of him watching Top 5's video, together with the caption, "Back in the 6, shout out to Top 5. Which would catapult the track into local success in Toronto. With a viral song in his pocket and the co-sign from the biggest rapper in the world, the 16-year-old Top 5 would turn his 15 minutes of fame into a burgeoning music career. He dropped out of school in 2015, doubling down with the song Hall of Fame alongside Toronto underground rap icon Robin Banks, who belonged to the Wax Gang from the north side of Jane and Finch, part of the infamous Driftwood Crips, which are also known for rappers like Presser, Boondog, and the late Houdini. Then came Shirt Off on Any Block, with a music video filmed in the heart of the jungle.
You guys have the same song. Like, I don't want to sound like Weeknd, I don't want to sound like Drake. I want to sound like myself. You're never going to make it out if you don't sound like yourself.
I grew up in Toronto, but I don't like this in the winter. I like the summer when my shirt comes off.
A track that even the Toronto police were enjoying. Meanwhile, Drake would keep the cosigns coming, shouting out Top 5 in the track Grammys from his 2016 album Views. But unfortunately, just as Top 5 plotted his family's escape from the jungle,
I started rapping, I didn't know I was going to blow up. I'm more son, I have a awesome battle path. That's why I flow. I have a awesome battle path to get my mom out there. Bring my family.
the streets would strike back. Given the nickname of Top 5's neighborhood, the jungle, it's probably no surprise then that gangs have had a strong hold of the area for a long time. For decades, this neighborhood has been home to the so-called Jungle City Bloods gang, and more recently, particularly a set under them called the GGGs, or Go Get 'em gang.